Hello everybody and welcome back to CFO Conversations. I'm your host Paula Kensington and I have the great pleasure of welcoming back Michael Jothy into the studio. Welcome Michael.
Thank you Paula.
Good to have you back. Today we are going to talk about our journeys to CFO, and Michael and I have discussed this off camera already around thinking back and being reflective, and we've both got over 2 decades of CFO senior leadership experience. And would we change anything is the question. Michael, what's your view?
It is an interesting question. Look, everyone's got a journey, everyone's got a story to tell. Those journeys invariably are not smooth sailing. But yeah, look, I wouldn't change a thing. Mm-hmm. There are some moments I think in my career where I've wondered whether I've made the right decision or taken the right step. Mm. But you know, all of those decisions, all of those steps, all of those mistakes or hiccups, however we refer to them, have made us who we are. And have shaped our career.
Yeah, and I've had a conversation with you about some of the lessons that I've learned, and you know, as rightly so, they shape who you are. And I reflect back on a couple of moments in the last 10 years where I perhaps would have done things quicker. So, you know, I think it's important to have those challenges or struggles, as I call them, because they actually do help you become a better leader.
Yes.
So for the audience today, sometimes I find people have real difficulty to see their future in their career. So they can't see themselves being a CFO, or they can't see what the next steps are. The vision just isn't there. And we've spoken about often getting too wrapped up in finance month-end type work. And I think if I look back in the early stages of my career, I couldn't think past month-end. So talk to us about how we can think differently to try and get that more visionary experience.
Yeah, sure. Look, we do as accountants. We have cycles, we have reporting cycles and time frames. We do get caught up in the day-to-day. It is hard, but you know, it's critical that when we're thinking about our career, we give ourselves the space or the opportunity to rise above and look forward, and you know, look to see where we want to go and where we want to take our career. And in a previous conversation, we've spoken about, you know, 3 principles that I used when I was thinking about my own career. One is, what do we want to be known for? What you know, in 10, 20 years time, what do we want people to know Michael Jothy or know us for? The second is, you know, what energizes us? What are we going to be able to, you know, invest this time and this passion into? And the third is, what are we good at? Everyone's good at something. So what is that? And ultimately, you know, if we can distill that down, then we start to think about the way forward in terms of our careers and where we want to get to.
Yeah, and I think if I was to give people advice around their career, it's about making sure that you take advantage of every opportunity. And yes, we've spoken about getting outside of the general month-end compliance style of finance team work. Yeah. But also, and I'll let you talk about that in a second, but also thinking about making every opportunity count for you, even if you can't get outside of that month-end sort of cyclical roles. You know, we've got to be able to storytell what we learnt in those roles, and so don't get comfortable just doing the same things the same month. So talk to us, and I know you've got really involved in outside of finance teams.
Yeah, look, so, you know, the things that are looked to more and more in terms of finance leaders are things like curiosity and adaptability and resilience and leadership. And those are not things that come from a month end or a trial balance or a management reporting pack. So it's looking for those opportunities that in which we can start to develop those elements of our personalities and our skill set. And you know, for me, it came from projects that were, you know, different and dynamic, and that gave us opportunity. And sometimes I put my hand up for them, as uncomfortable as they may have seemed.
Yeah, I think that's right.
To get the exposure.
Yeah. So I think it's something we could talk about for a lot longer than 5 minutes. But I think trying to get out of your comfort zone and making sure you push yourself, and also don't assume anything. We all know the adage around what assume means, and if you don't, have a look at it. But don't think that people either know that you're desperate to get out and get involved in projects. Make sure that you tell your leader, your boss.
Put your hand up.
Put your hand up.
Volunteer for it.
Yeah.
Step out of that comfort zone.
Yeah. No, I think that's right. So thank you, Michael, and great conversation as always.